On the night of November 3rd of 2024, two friends enter a church when they capture something pretty creepy while filming the place on camera. They were filming a video for their viewers who were interested in the location they were spending the night at. They often do video tours of historic places in England that their viewers have requested to see. In this case, some have requested them to spend the night at an abandoned church that's built on a cemetery. The chapel itself is also said to be haunted. So, they arrive at the cemetery and enter the church when it gets dark, but as they record, they captured this.
Go on then, Mick. Now you don't fall over, son. I thought you were going to say it was locked there. I would have shit me pants. I'd have had skidamiddies all over me uni bedundies. There we go, folks. Yeah. Well, like I say, I'm not scared, and I'm not one of these people that get a shiver up the spine or things like this. To me, it's not spooky, but we'll still have a look around. For you legends that like to watch the Blot Outdoor Show. Alright, isn't it? Cool. Cool place. I wouldn't want to sit here all night, like, but like I say, guys, it's been abandoned since the 1970s. Obviously, they must leave the door open now and again. The fuck? I'm out of here. Sorry, guys. What the fuck was that?
Fearing for their safety, the two scurry out of the church. Something very strange, as the friends say, took place. Now something else happens in this video that the two missed in the first viewing, and it happens somewhere in the ending. If you listen closely, you can hear a child's voice near the camera.
Obviously, they must leave the door open now and again.
Some viewers have noted that it kind of sounds like a child praying. Now surprisingly, the two friends enter the church once more and record the inside of the chapel a second time. But during this time, something even more chilling appears. This is what was caught.
Right, Mick, you follow me. I think the first time we came in, I think we just let our imaginations run away with ourselves, which is easy when you're in the pitch black and you're having a few beers. Just leave that door open, Mick. I said to Mick, we'll have one more look in here, and then later on we'll do the room review. Little Mick says, well, we'll have a look around, but we'll do the room review back over there. I've kind of had to persuade him to come back in. I mean, I can see why people come here, Mick, and do the old spooky, ghostly tours and look for the paranormal readings and stuff like that. It's not my kind of thing. My kind of thing is sitting in a tent and getting mangled, spangled, and totally grim crankled. But each to their own, wherever your hobby is. Let's have a look over here, Schmick. Oh, here we go. We've got a photograph of young Chris here. Oh, sorry, guys. It's not young Chris. Apologies. It's Jesus Christ. Our than son.
Milky buttons there.
Yeah, milky buttons. What? What the door. Mix away. Ooh, shut that door. What? Right, guys. Oh. I'm not one of these ones that get scared for shit like that, but that's twice we've been in there, and twice I've heard a bad noise.
Once again, a loud noise is heard, scaring both the friends and causing them to walk out of the church. But also, there's a shadowy figure that appears to peek at the two before it shifts away smoothly from the camera's view. And, just like before, the same whispering is heard somewhere in the church, yet this time it's a little more faint. Understandably, both friends were left spooked and decided to not enter the chapel again. Now it's worth noting that many other explorers have been to this church, and they too have seen some strange things. Some have reported movement from inside and seeing motionless shadowy figures. This church, according to many, might be haunted. It's unknown if the friends will come back here, but if they do, viewers comment that not entering the church would be a good idea. Like most videos, there has yet to be an explanation for what happened. In the following video, a man is inspecting a house when something very strange is caught on camera.
See, guess what? Meron na naman kaming mga hindi...
The man in this video is known as Benji, and he states that a homeless person had broken into the property and it's his job to get him out of there. But according to him, he doesn't like this house, and for good reason. Every time Benji's inside this house, strange occurrences will happen. A common one is seeing doors move on their own and hearing strange noises emanating from all over the property. One day, Benji is at the house, ready to confront the squatter inside. He immediately starts to record, as he wants to get the strange incidents on camera. But as he films, he captures this.
Ayun. There is somebody in here. I know you're in there, man. Hello? Police! I know you're in there, man. What the hell? This is in your house, man. It smells like shit.
No noises are heard on camera, but a door is seen moving instead. Benji immediately runs towards it as he thought the squatter had done this, but strangely, the squatter was actually in a different part of the house. Benji reckoned that a draft or some wind current had done this, but only a few days later, Benji uploads another video showing something that makes this incident quite disturbing. Benji is back at the house when all of a sudden, this happens. Watch.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
if no one was inside the room, then just who or what was seen standing inside? Benji sees this and stops dead in his tracks, but when he pans the camera back to the room, the figure is no longer there. Following that, the door partially closes by itself, but even weirder, not a soul was found in this room. It was at this point that Benji frantically walks out of the house after realizing that something paranormal had occurred. If a squatter was actually in the room, the shadow would have made sense. But again, no one was found inside. Not knowing what else to think, Benji has been feeling uneasy. He has yet to explain this, but given on what occurred in the previous video, he can't help but think that something unexplainable is going on. Just what exactly was caught on camera? In this next video, a priest is about to give a sermon when something pretty unsettling happens.
Lectura del Santo Evangelio según San Juan.
As the video continues, it appears that nothing peculiar stands out in the footage, or at least it seems like that. Initially, not much happens in the beginning, but it's what happens later that's quite strange. Now it's worth mentioning that the video was submitted to me with a bit of info. The priest that's seen on camera was about to give a sermon when out of nowhere, a muffled scream came from somewhere inside the chapel. He was immediately caught off guard and had to end the mass shortly after. It seems that whatever he heard was something deeply disturbing. The following is the video. Watch.
El Señor esté con ustedes y con tu espíritu. Lectura del Santo Evangelio según San Juan. Gloria al Señor.
Out of nowhere, a scream is heard far in the distance, yet it sounds like it's coming from inside the church. Listening closely, it sounds like someone is in complete pain or in distress. Now it only gets creepier when listening to the background info about this clip. According to some people who attended the ceremony, affiliates of the church had heard the screams and tried to search around the chapel to see if it was an actual person screaming. But strangely, they didn't find anyone to hint that a real person was gutturally screaming out of their lungs. This specific detail have led many to believe that something besides a person had screamed. But as always, you be the judge on what was captured here. On a Thursday night, a man watches TV in his bedroom. After having a long day, the man thought it would be nice to relax and watch some YouTube, as earlier he was feeling a bit spooked. For some reason, the man couldn't help but feel uneasy, as it was just then that things started moving on their own. He continues to watch TV when things take a very creepy turn.
And just stuff is moving, right? So this has moved. I thought it was because maybe one of the things is stuck in the blinds, and I closed the blinds, but that was one thing. The bike then fell.
As the man says, the stuff inside his room started moving. It isn't often the case that things move this much, but on this night, something really creepy happened. Feeling spooked, the man grabs his phone and starts to record. This is what was captured.
And I'm just kind of now trying. I tried to film other stuff when the bike moved, and I deleted that video because nothing happened. But I'm just trying to see if I'm going mad and want to catch something. I've noticed things in this flat for quite a while, but I've always put them down to like neighbours' noise or whatever it might be. But this is the first time I've kind of actually seen things move. But yeah, so I don't really know. I want something to move, and I also don't want something to move. If anything is here, please, by all means, feel free to move something. Move one of the leaves here, move one of the leaves there, I don't know, whatever you want to move. Move the bike again, or the remote here. Don't be scared. Although I am a little bit scared. It's one of those horrible situations where you kind of want something off. There is no way. I'm so glad I got that on recording. I don't know, I'm coughing all of a sudden. Holy oh my god, I can't believe I actually got that on film. Please move it again. You've done that much. Please feel free to move it again. This, by the way,
has been propped up here for ages. This has not been moved. It's never moved before. Like, I'm actually shaking a little bit. Sorry for swearing, by the way. Oh my god, I'm so happy that I've just got that on tape. And like this, yeah, this isn't like attached to anything. Like there's nothing attached to it. Like I haven't kicked it, I haven't moved anything. It's been, yeah, like, well, I don't know how it was now, but it's been kind of propped up for a long time. I'm gonna lay it down a bit more. I absolutely knew that
Without warning, the guitar jolts to the side in a slight angle. Feeling baffled, the man shows that this couldn't have been faked. As you can see, no strings are attached, besides the ones on the guitar. But even stranger is how it moves. It seems to be jerked to the side, as if someone had nudged it to the left. Whatever happened is something the man cannot explain. He uploads the video online in the hopes of finding an answer for this creepy situation. If no one else was in the room, then just what exactly had moved the guitar? As always, let me know your thoughts on this one. Now the following video was posted on November 15 of 2024. The user who posted it is known as Angela, and it was just then that something very strange was caught on her security camera placed by the back patio. The camera in question had sent her a notification telling her that movement has been detected at around 10 p.m. So, Angela checks the footage, thinking that something like a bug or some wind current had triggered the camera. But strangely, this wasn't the case, as when Angela looked at the footage, she saw this. To Angela's surprise, the figure of a little girl is seen inside her house. Now it's worth mentioning that the only child Angela has is her baby, who according to her was sound asleep in her crib during this time. Yet strangely, the figure of a child is caught on camera. But even weirder is how it disappears without a trace. Just like that, the figure is gone. Now it disappears very slowly, but when speeding up the footage, you can tell that someone or something just vanishes. Angela was surely unsettled by this footage. Here's a follow-up video of her talking about the incident. According to her, this is where the child was located.
Okay, so this is the area, the door that it was like standing inside. We don't have anything or keep anything in this area because it's a walkway and it would be really awkward. And then this is where the security camera is. So when I looked at the footage, I expected to see a person. I didn't expect to see that though.
It's when Angela shows what it looks like when the door is closed and someone is standing inside that makes this video twice as creepy. From the camera's point of view, she's not as visible as the child figure. This is definitely another thing creepy about this footage. How could this have been clearly visible when an actual person standing inside isn't? As with all videos, this one is pretty strange, but let me know your thoughts on the footage. Just what exactly had been inside Angela's home? Now the following video was posted by a man who was watching TV with his dad. He records this video because earlier something very strange was broadcasted on TV. It was their local news station that caught something really creepy. On October 2nd of 2024, footage was broadcasted live on this news station, but while watching the footage, something was captured that made viewers rewind the presentation. Now thankfully, some people recorded the footage from their phones. In this case, Shane, the person recording, was watching the news with his dad, when suddenly, they saw it.
Go ahead, Dad, play it. You'll see it. It starts in from up here. It comes down and does a swirl. It comes down and there's another one that pops in over here.
She's contributor and former national Pence. First, your reaction.
Now rewind it in slow-mo.
Advisor. First, your reaction.
Now fast forward it and slow mo how you did it earlier, because I could see it.
It's no wonder why many viewers had to rewatch the footage. A mysterious black figure out of nowhere appears in the sky before all of a sudden it vanishes right in front of the camera. Now another viewer had seen the footage and he too was left spooked. The figure had seemingly come out of nowhere, but on closer inspection, this weird being looks a whole lot creepier. It looks like a dark, shadowy figure just flies around before vanishing in an instant. Now it may be that this was just a bird, but many viewers don't think so, given the disappearance of this figure and how it moves. It seemingly flies downwards in a zigzag pattern before suddenly it's gone. These details have led Shane and other viewers to believe that this was either a ghost or possibly the Grim Reaper. But of course, what are your thoughts on this? Was this a case of footage capturing something supernatural, or is it something else? If you caught something creepy on camera, or if you saw any creepy videos online that you'd like me to check out and feature in the next compilation, you can send them over to dumbdexter222@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the video. It's late at night when a doorbell camera captures footage of something by someone's driveway. The house in question belongs to a family who recently just moved in. The relative who posted the footage is known as Justin, and he believes that something unexplainable was captured by the Ring camera. During the time of this recording, Justin and his family were asleep, so none of them could have been responsible for what was captured. But despite none of them being outside, they believe that not even a person in general was captured. According to them, the house was built in the 1800s, and it's located in London. They think that the house has a strange ambience, and whatever was captured was something supernatural. This is what was caught. Strangely, a misty figure resembling a person is seen on camera. The family has no clues to who or what this might have been, but they're deeply afraid of it. Now it gets even weirder when looking at the figure itself. At the start, it seems to be peeking sideways at an almost 90-degree angle before suddenly disappearing and sprinting near the driveway. The atmosphere in the house, combined with this footage, ultimately brought the family to the conclusion that the house is haunted. But whether or not that's so, this footage is still pretty creepy. If no relative was outside, then just who or what was this? And how does it seem to peek at the camera completely sideways? On May 31st of 2024, a man investigates an apartment where apparently something very strange has been going on. The former owner of this apartment had been experiencing very strange activity. He told his landlord that a woman was trying to hurt him. Concerned, the landlord advises the owner to get some mental health advice. And so, the landlord calls policemen to investigate the apartment, but they didn't find a woman at all. But even afterwards, the owner had still been convinced that a woman was in his apartment. Tragically, a few weeks later, the owner had took his own life. Now the story behind this apartment is definitely disturbing, so naturally, a ghost hunter decided to see the property for himself. Hero, the hunter's name, is going to inspect the apartment to find any evidence of the supposed woman. Apparently, the owner's old camera was still there, so Hero decides to check out the tapes that the owner took. To his shock, one videotape caught something downright chilling. The following footage was eerily taken the day before the homeowner passed away. Take a look. Mysteriously, the figure of a woman can be seen. It seems to just stand there without moving an inch before it suddenly disappears. This may have been the woman the owner was trying to tell his landlord about. It seems that it wasn't a hallucination, but instead something real, as the camera had caught it clean. It was after watching this tape that Hiro began to feel uneasy. Now apparently, the figure was appearing on a mirror that was up on the wall. So, Hiro decides to find the mirror, as it wasn't on the wall when he got there. A few minutes later, he finds the mirror, but then he captures this. Now it's worth noting that nobody was at the door when the doorbell rang, but this occurrence isn't as strange when comparing it to what was captured. Looking closely, a face is captured, but like something out of a nightmare, it doesn't move and stays completely still while seemingly watching the camera. This might also be the same woman that was captured in the previous footage. Hiro then knew that the woman was still there. So, he decides to leave the owner's old camera recording in a room while he investigates a different section of the apartment. But while he's exploring the property, the camera he had set up captures this. Eerily, something can be seen looking at the camera. Just like before, the face of a woman stays almost motionless throughout the whole clip. Looking closer, the face seemingly looks even scarier. Hiro has yet to explain this, but he has a feeling that the homeowner was actually seeing this woman, likely staring and following him. Like most videos, these three pieces of evidence are leaving viewers unsettled. The apartment, to this day, remains abandoned, but when looking at its history, it seems that nobody will move into it anytime soon. As always, feel free to share your thoughts on the footage. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Also, be sure to check out my official music channel. That being said, until next time.